G'day, Ralph Schwartz. Welcome to Geoterrics Outdoors Australia, and welcome to our new van. I put a community post up a few months ago, a couple of months ago now, that we'd bought the new van. So I'll show you around a little bit around the camper now, and show you how it's configured. So basically, we've got driver position and passenger position. It's a classic 2-berth, 2-passenger model, and it's a very generous. Got a fairly decent entertainment unit there that I can Bluetooth my phone to, and even use the screen for the GPS, from what I'm told. It also has a UHF CB, which is pretty good, and a number of driving lights and various other bits and pieces. We've got a little dinette here in the back, directly behind the driver's seat, which is nice and sunny and airy, and we've also got curtains. You can close that off. You have to excuse the mess here. We're currently still working on the old girl. Cupboard here for hanging and various other bits and pieces. I'm probably going to put a couple of batteries in there, deep cycles in there. So that's a nice little arrangement. We've got the solar panel there. Had been erroring. 2 red lights. Now we've got 2 green lights because I've actually changed the batteries. I'll show you them in a sec. Little fire alarm, and this is the door. There's still a bit of work we need to do and cut away some of this expanding foam and just sort of tidy this up a little bit. I think it'd be reasonably draft proof. So next we have our little kitchenette. Now under here there's a little gas cooker there with a grill, and we've got lots of drawer space there. We've got a sink. Now there is a water pump here, and I've got a hot water system on demand, which is gas. Quite a nice arrangement under the sink here. There's plenty of storage room there. The one thing I am happy about this bus is the storage room, or the storage capacity. I haven't used it all up. There's the bed, which is slightly smaller than a double. I'll show you that in action on a recent camping trip. Alright, we're doing a bit of a stealth camp here. 2 places we wanted to stay was booked out. Just about to go to bed. What's that? An organised camper is?
A functional camper.
Yeah, a functional camper is an organised camper. This is our bed. Now let me just turn the camera around. This is not quite a double. It's actually smaller than a double. I have this little room to sleep in, which is not a lot less than what Sonia normally allows me in bed. And
Half's half.
no, see, it's my side and not my half. Anyway, we'll talk about that another day. So I've also got some more storage here, which is fairly generous. If you have a look underneath, that's at least 30 centimeters. Got a couple of skylights, and there's some more storage here, which I think I'm going to use for canned goods for this one, dry goods for some of these. The previous owners generously left their Sunbeam mini bacon grill in there. When we're on mains power, we can use that. And there's various other bits and pieces here. They've got this great little fridge, which is a 3-way. So 3 ways being 1 battery power, 2 mains power, and 3 gas. There's the igniter there and the gas. Next along is a great little shower unit here. got bits and bobs to stop it from opening while you're traveling. It's simply got a head there, another little skylight with a fan up in there, a light. Currently got a porta potty in there, and we haven't showered in here yet, but we believe it's possible to use both. That's a really tight fit, very intimate. Just got to get on with your business. But that's a fantastic feature. So all around, generally I'm happy with this. Oh, there's that other skylight there. That's the one place I can actually. The two skylights are the places I can actually stand up. Here, I'll show you. This is me in the skylight. This is me walking backwards. I've got a slightly duck, but I can't sort of stand here and do any cooking without having my head scraping the roof. But hey, that's the least of my concerns. I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, food wise, we've already stocked up on some bits and pieces, staples, tea and coffee and various other bits and pieces. We've already kitted it out with some pots, pans, plates, bowls. We've got some accessories, a little bit more food down there, and we've just recently bought a beautiful cheese set, some cutlery, so we'll get that in the cutlery tray. See, that's an interesting, I don't know if that resolves, an interesting purple colour. Here, I'll give it to you in the light. So it's a purpley mauvey type of laminate, and it's got grey trim. So we've tried to get everything in either that purple colour or the grey. So we'll continue along that theme. So anyway, that's a look on the inside. Let's have a look on the outside. Now we've got a battery box here. Initially I had a pretty ordinary car battery and a very ordinary house battery. Just to clarify, the car battery cranks the motor and looks after all the driving components, and the house battery, which is the deep cycle here, looks after all the stuff in the house. I've got a switch that gives me volts on both of those. My mechanics recently put together a new floor for that out of some steel. It was pretty ordinary. One thing you might notice is surface rust in a lot of spots. Thankfully there's no major structural rust, where I've got some converter and hopefully we'll get that done this weekend. Okay, look at the front. Reveals a great bull bar with a fairly decent spotlight. That spotlight is in fact quite decent and draws a fair bit. It's got a rod holder with caps on either end. It's got this great stone protector, stops the windscreen getting chipped. There's a couple of aerials there for the CB that's inside. It also has a set of fog spots. Not quite sure if they work, haven't actually got that far yet. It's got a hot water system which worked when I first looked at it, but we've had some errors coming up on it, so I've actually turned it off, and I'm going to need to take it to a specialist and get them to have a look and possibly teach me how to use it. It's got the standard water inlet there. I have got some issues with the plumbing. One of the tanks is leaking, or the plumbing between two tanks is leaking. Haven't discovered what that is yet. Got the external 240 volt plug there. Very generous boot, very happy with that. And it's also got this there's room for 2 gas bottles there, and they work quite okay. and I've been spending quite a bit of time trying to get this registered in the ACT. It was registered in Victoria, but I tried to get it registered in the ACT and I couldn't because it had some problems. Come with me. First problem was we had an inward opening door. Now I've seen lots of camper vans with the old coaster buses with that configuration. They obviously haven't been over the pits in the ACT because it's illegal to have an inward opening door. The Australian standard says that the doors for a camper van have to be outward opening, because if you had an inward opening door, and I'll show you an example here of something in the way, you actually can't get out of the camper van and you could possibly die or be burnt or something nasty. Now we've had to take out the existing frame that had the insect door on it and construct another frame here. That's been a bit of a, let's say, a challenge for my mechanic to get this. We've tried a couple of different materials and a couple of different ways of doing it, and at least it's solid now. It's completely solid in the space, but like I say, it's been such a, let's call it a challenge. There's still some finishing off to do that my mechanic needs to finish, and just sort of tidy it up a little bit. Those rounded corners, they didn't have any square cornered ones. This particular gap has got a round anyway, so we reused the fitting that was there. It's not ideal, but it's going to get dressed up and I think it'll all be okay. And it's just the trim that we're fixing up now. The other feature of the door and the requirement is that it's got a vent, that if there's any gas leakage, that can leak out of there and not kill us in our sleep. So like I say, a little bit of fixing up. The other issue was it had a tow bar that wasn't engineered or didn't have an engineer stamp on it. So we dropped that, and it's now adorning the backyard. So this hasn't gone as well as I'd hoped it was going to go. There was some stuff that I probably should have taken a little bit more time to research. The door, goodness me, that was, no one could have known that. My mechanic's fairly talented, and even he didn't know it was, it's a factory door. What's wrong with that? But it wasn't legal. But there's a couple of little bits and pieces that were just not quite right. The next job we're doing is we're going to convert the rust. There's a little bit of surface rust underneath, nothing structural. So we're going to convert that, and then we're going to coat it. A couple of mechanicals which we've fixed up. And then we're going to see if we can get it registered for the second time. And that'll be the start of our van life for real. And hopefully we'll show you some fantastic adventures. Stay tuned. Hey, if you've enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified when we release others in this series. Please hit the like button, give us a thumbs up, share it with your like-minded friends. Please leave a comment. Love to hear your comments, especially other people who have got this particular model or others similar. And hey, thanks for watching.